Alright, what's going on everybody? It's Sam from Bet. In this video I'll be doing my card predictions for UFC 273, Volkanovski versus the Korean Zombie. As always, I'll cover all the picks and the bets. I'm going to be mostly breaking down the fights that I'm going to be betting, right? And let's get into it. Before starting, some of you asked me what's my track of the year. I used to do these things more professionally in brackets there, but yeah, I decided to put this one. I didn't want to use too much time, but I think to make simplified like this, it's alright. So I didn't put everything here, guys. Basically just some numbers here I caught from some previous events. Basically, I was negative, at least on month of February, beginning of March. I was negative like 6 units, right? If I would sum like negative 150%, if I'm summing all the profit and loss on until beginning of March, but then last couple of cards were pretty profitable. The last previous one was 4.24 units. This last one was 7 units profit, so it was pretty good. Almost 150%, triple the money that I bet in this particular event. So, and this is the totals of the year. Again, I didn't put January. January I was profitable too, but I'm not gonna go that much back. But just so you guys know what it looks like. So I risk 25.5 units. Let me just fix this one here. This formula not right. So, and then here I return to me 35.7. So this is my profit, and in this column I sum the per event. Right, and this is my tracking of previous year. So how these numbers come up, you can check my videos. I'm not gonna extend too much in this one. All right. So let's get into it, guys. I'm gonna again mostly focusing on the fights that I'm betting. So real quick. Between Torres and Dern, I'm picking and betting Dern. Piotr Jan versus Aljo Sterling, I'm picking and betting Sterling. This may surprise most of you. Want to know your comments on that? Wait for the breakdown. Hansen versus Pierre Rodriguez, picking Hansen, not betting. Pichel versus Marco Madsen, picking Pichel. I'm going to be betting Madsen by decision only. Malott versus Gall, I'm picking Malott, not betting. Terezinho Rozenstruik, Marcin Tybura, picking and betting Rozenstruik. Nasruddin Imavov versus Kelvin Gastelum, I'm picking Imavov. And I think this fight just got cancelled. I saw a post on Kelvin Gastelum's Instagram saying that Imavov didn't get the visa. Dricus du Plessis and Anthony Hernandez, I'm picking du Plessis and not betting. Alexander Volkanovski and Chan Sung Jung, I'm picking Volkanovski but betting Jung. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's go. It's not in order, this one. Okay, guys. So, by the way, if you wish access to this analysis and the spreadsheet I have as part of my Patreon, stick it to the end. I'll show you how to support here. So between these two girls, this is a good fight. Both of them are fairly well-rounded, especially Torres, who is like she does his best when she's fast and accurate on the outside, and she also has a good clinch game. She also has a decent grappling game. But she's fighting Dern here. Dern she's a power puncher on the feet. She likes the overhand right, and obviously get inside, shoot a single leg, drag it to the ground somehow. She can pull guard even. She tries double leg, single legs. She has a decent wrestling game. She's not standing there, but she's pretty good. And she has the BJJ trips and all of that. I think Dern has more chances here, guys. I don't think it's easy to submit Tisha, but I think Dern gonna push the pace, gonna throw the powerful overhand. And I think at this point, at least, I see Dern a little bit stronger. Don't know if I'm right there. Obviously, Tisha is very strong, but I think Dern is a little bit stronger, at least the way she fights in there. I think she's going to be able to push more the pace, do more damage, take this to the ground. And I think she doesn't submit Torres, but I think she holds the position for quite a while. So I think Dern has more chances here. By my calculation, it's reversed the odds, so that's why I'm picking and betting Dern here. My pick is by decision. You can, if you like Torres, obviously go by decision. There's little chance that she knocks Dern out. It's nearly impossible that she submits Dern. And also that is to say that Dern also has more potential for the finish here, both by knockout, but especially by submission. Okay, so to me, I'm picking and betting Dern just a little bit. Okay, Pink Pichel versus Marco Madsen, not going to extend much. The idea here is whether Marco Madsen can take it to the ground. I think he can. Actually, I'm tempted of betting him. I'm going to be betting him a decision, like I said. Guys, this guy is an outstanding wrestler, elite level. Pichel can be taken down. It's not easy to control Pichel. He's a good grappler. He's a strong guy. He's 39 now, but he's still so physical, very fit. Lean, strong. And excellent cardio. Pichel has more chances in the later round, guys. If you like Pichel here, I would say Pichel round 3 knockout. It's a very interesting one. I'm gonna probably bet in that too. Or Pichel round 2 knockout. Even though Pichel is not much of a finisher, he can finish on Madsen if Madsen, guesses and basically start getting hit because he's tired. Could happen. Also, Madsen is not a good striker. Pichel is a decent striker. So the edge is basically striker versus grappler here, even though obviously Pichel can grapple and it's difficult to control him. But it's not easy not difficult to take Pichel down. Marco Madsen gonna take to the ground whenever he wants. Let's see what happens. I think Madsen has more chances for control, but that also could be tricky because the judges could favor more Pichel because he's probably gonna be trying to fight harder, do more damage type of thing, So could be a split decision either way, robbery either way, So tricky one, to me 50-50. If you have to bet, to me you have to bet the dog. And like I said, to me, Marco Madsen by decision is the most likely scenario here. Mike Malott versus Mickey Gall. It's a tough one for me to pick and to bet because Malott, I couldn't find much footage on him. Seems to me that he has a decent striking game. He got knocked out by Hakeem Dawodu in the featherweight division. They are fighting the welterweight here. So definitely something to consider because Malott, he seems to have a decent chin, but he seems to be susceptible to get hurt to the body. But Gall doesn't throw to the body, so it's not a problem here, right? And Malott, also, he's a BJJ black belt. I never see him grappling, unfortunately, So if you're going to take the credentials in here, he on paper is a better grappler because Gall is a brown belt. I don't know if he's black belt now. If he is, you guys can let me know. But as far as I know, Gall is a brown belt. But Gall obviously has a lot of grappling experience in MMA. So this is probably even on the grappling if Malott is good. Right, but it's tricky. It's tricky. I cannot. I don't know too much how to call this one. I just picked Mike Malott by TKO. Let's say that somehow he takes you to the ground and finishes Gall from top. Gall is not good from his back, but I'm not comfortable to bet any of these guys at these odds. Right. Dricus du Plessis and Anthony Hernandez. Another interesting one. I think this is not going the distance. I think both of them never won a decision or they won once or twice, something very small like that. Anthony Hernandez is a very aggressive guy, keeps pushing the pace at his best, moving in and using the boxing combinations and pushing guys back, then trying to take it to the ground. Dricus du Plessis is at his best when he's waiting, timing the powerful left hook or he throws a blitz inside and he knocks guys out. I think gonna be a knockout for Dricus here. I think Hernandez exposes himself way more and it falls into Dricus' game plan, this one. The problem that I have with Hernandez here is that he's not a good wrestler, unfortunately. Otherwise, you could arguably pick him because he's probably the better grappler here. Not probably, he's definitely the better grappler. But du Plessis is no slouch in the grappling. He can stuff takedowns, take top position, and come with ground and pound. So, I don't know, man. This is also another tricky one. If you have not forced me to bet, I have to bet Hernandez here at plus 150. Even though, again, I think du Plessis has more chance for the knockout. Du Plessis has more experience, so you gotta favor that. I think basically the odds are correct. So, to me, very tricky one here. But the pick is Dricus knockout. Okay, Hansen versus Pierre Rodriguez. Another interesting one here. Hansen, I think people are now fading her, thinking that she was just a hype type of thing. I think she still has potential. I'm curious to see if she's gonna actually come at her best. I think she will. She seems to me strong-willed and determined. She's fighting Pierre Rodriguez, who is under a good camp here. The girls hit Pierre Rodriguez. This girl, she hits very hard. She has a decent takedown defense game. She can grapple a little bit. She's not at Hansen's level, but she can grapple. Guys, I think Hansen gonna push her back. Pierre doesn't have much defense. If you watch her footage, she's excellent when she's cracking with the power. She stands her ground and throws down or pushes the pace. I think Hansen pushing the pace on her, making her step back and having to defend takedowns. This is Kay Hansen's fight to win, guys. Even though, again, Pierre, she hits hard. It's always tricky to fight, especially a girl, right, with that kind of power. But I think Hansen should win here. I think she wins by decision. Pierre is undefeated and all of that, but I think most likely Hansen takes it to the ground and controls in there, pushes the pace harder. I think I'm going to bet Hansen because people are betting Rodriguez here. Hansen is an underdog. I hope we'll keep betting Rodriguez because to me the value is on Hansen, right? Because of the grappling and because of the more overall in the game. Again, Piera, basically a tough striker and just on the defensive part. All right, let me know what you guys think. Chasing Rozenstruik and Marcin Tybura. This is easy one to break down, right? Rezinho, what he does, he holds the center, waits for the opponent to come and cracks with the massive power, with those powerful kicks and hooks, or just the powerful overhand. He lands, he knocks you out. I think he's going to land on Tybura, basically. Tybura, they are about the same size, I think Tybura is a little bit taller, but they have the same reach, so size-wise, it's, length-wise, pretty much the same. Rozenstruik has way more power. Right, Rozenstruik is faster, more athletic. He's more technical in the kickboxing. Tybura to win here has to take it to the ground. Won't be easy. Right, Rozenstruik has nothing from his back, right, which is the problem. But I think this guy's at least trying to work a little bit on his takedown defense and his cardio. Right, if he does, he's a decent favorite. To me, he should be considered a decent one. Even though again Tybura can win if he pushes the pace and take it to the ground. If you like Tybura, definitely by decision, right? Obviously, you can say, Tybura can knock him out if he mounts, etc. Yeah, he can, but Rozenstruik has a good chin, and I don't think Rozenstruik gonna just give him a submission or just gonna sit duck there. Rozenstruik gonna move, he may get controlled all the time, but I don't see a knockout for Tybura. So if you like Tybura, definitely by decision. I may bet Tybura by decision to cover a little bit my bet on Rozenstruik, but to me has to be the right price. Rather than that, I think Rozenstruik gonna dominate here. Not dominate, but he's probably gonna find a knockout shot at some point, right? And I'm thinking that he's gonna come somewhat prepared for the takedowns. I may be wrong there, but we'll see. This fight has been cancelled, as we spoke about. I had Imavov basically due to the power and Gastelum better rounded, but undersized for the division. Let's see what kind of opponent Kelvin has now. Khamzat Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns. I didn't put this one in the spreadsheet, I think, right? No, I didn't. But I took Khamzat in an early market, right? I took when he was like minus 400. It's kind of crazy to bet against Zorinho at these odds, right? But I still think that there's a little bit of value on Chimaev, So I'm just fixing this one now. I'm going to be putting this as a low quality bet. And I'm going to be putting that more or less what he is now. He's now like minus 500. So let's account for this one. So the thing is that, Chimaev looks unstoppable, basically, I don't think Dern going to be able to stop those takedowns. And from his back, Dern not going to be able to do much. Khamzat is an elite grappler himself, So it's going to be Khamzat Chimaev probably waiting a little bit and until the ring opens up, or Khamzat just going to shoot and take top position and hammer down. It's not going to be easy to finish Burns in the first round, but I do think Khamzat finishes him on the second or third, which gives me an interesting bet here on Khamzat maybe on the second or third round. Probably difficult to tell, but difficult to imagine the ring of getting submitted, but it's not impossible here. Obviously, if Khamzat does damage and then takes an arm triangle, whatever. But so Khamzat round 2, round 3, I think is the way to go. Rather than that, now he's like minus 500 I put there, right? He's probably minus 600, 700, some bookies. Not a bad parlay piece, right? But I don't know, man. If for some reason he comes off, there's the only reason I can see, or unless the ringer finds a liver shot or something, I don't know, man. But Khamzat seems unstoppable, really. I don't know. It's just like going with the hype, but I think it's justified in this one. And Piotr Jan versus Aljamain Sterling. Let's see what you guys think about this one. Very curious. Guys, I put it here actually that I picked Jan, but then I decided to switch just for me to fun because I'm definitely betting Sterling as my biggest bet of the card. Guys, to be honest with you, this is just ridiculous, right? I don't think if you think that Jan is a lock, you're terribly wrong, right? You don't. And I'm gonna be honest here. I don't think you're probably just following the hype, right? If you think Jan is a lock, or you're just hating on Sterling, right? But it's not related to skills, this odds, it's totally off. This is just related to how many people hate Sterling, right? And obviously people are going crazy on Yan, thinking he's a lock and etc. How this is gonna play out, basically, watch the first round of their first fight. If Sterling does what he did, but in a more paced style, controlling on the outside, waiting to time his shots, not going desperate as he did, he's the favorite, guys. Sterling is arguably the favorite in this one. Peter Yan is super tough. The man is juggernaut. He comes forward, lots of pressure, nasty boxing, hits hard, incredible takedown defense, super difficult to hold down. But Sterling is an elite fighter himself. Sterling is the more athletic of the two. He's taller, he's longer. He's a way better grappler, way better wrestler than Yan, right? So you gotta favor Sterling here. He's a master in staying on the outside, right? And keep scoring on the outside, avoiding shots, taking to the ground. But again, if he comes desperate, if he takes, all the things that people are hating on him, etc. If he brings this type of emotions to the cage, he's gonna get desperate, and Yan not gonna go anywhere, But still, I think Sterling gonna fight smart. I think that layoff was good for him, right? I think he got his head in the right place, and he seems to be ready. He's physically ready. I think he's mentally ready, and definitely has the skills, both of their physical prime, right? I'm picking Sterling by decision. If you don't agree much with me, if you're betting Yan, I'm telling you, put at least some money on Sterling by decision, because it's not easy to finish Yan. Sterling by decision gonna come probably plus 600, plus 700. It's just insane, guys. This is just insane. There's massive value there. Sterling, at best, this is a 50-50 fight, right? Given all the current scenarios and everything. So this is my piece of advice for you. If anyone is hearing this one, let me know what you guys think. And Alexander Volkanovski and Chan Sung-jung, the Koreans, will be the main event. This is pretty easy to break down too. Volkanovski, basically a pressure fighter, good leg kicks, gets inside, throw bombs, goes to the clinch. Very strong guy, compact, very strong. Chan Sung-jung, man, I'm just betting him for fun, to be honest, but it's not impossible that he wins. This guy is good everywhere, he's fairly big, featherweight, so he's a fairly big one. He's long, he's a well-rounded fighter. He hits hard, right? It's not impossible that he wins. I agree that Volkanovski is a strong pick, but man, to bet Volkanovski at what, minus 1,000, whatever, I don't know. I don't think it makes sense, right? Jung can find a clean shot. Jung can make it interesting, keeping on the outside, and I don't know, sometimes taking to the ground. I'm curious to see what he's gonna do, but this guy is a high-level fighter. I think Volkanovski is more, he has better fundamentals. He doesn't make that much mistakes, so you gotta favor him, right? He nearly doesn't have any mistakes, basically, right? Chung, he can get hit. I don't know, he goes for some weird stuff at times, so you have to punish him on the lines a little bit for that. But still, I think the odds are also off on this one. Obviously, it's not the same level as I was talking about Aljo, right? I'm putting a super tiny bet on Chen Sung-jung, whereas Aljo, I'm betting him my biggest bet here. So we'll see. I think definitely the value on Chung here, or just pass, all right? Alright guys, so this will do for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you're wishing to support the channel, I have 2 tiers for you guys. For $10, I put some private comments in there, put my thoughts, after weightings, props, all of that. This is for $10, and for $50 is line by line all the bets that I'm taking, almost like a ledger. This is an overall strategy. If you want to know exactly what I'm doing, it's for $50, alright? So just to show you on the $10 side now, what did I publish last time and what comes. So I talk about the initial thoughts on the card prior to the video, what I think about Aljo here, said Chimaev, I talk about Dern here. So prior than that, some props and bets on the previous card that was exclusive on Patreon. Some bets that I put in here for the guys. Saldana and Santos going the distance is a great bet, but Gall decision didn't cash. Casey Borchev decision cashed, right? I said about Kaikar France. I said about Macmamba decision, right? This one also didn't cash, but was a pretty profitable on the props too. Just so you guys know what it looks like, all right? So thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you next time. This is Sam from Rozenstruik Bet, bring the best, most consistent, and transparent betting strategy for you.